If you're looking for the best Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 phones right now, this list is gonna surprise you. Some of these phones have crazy battery sizes, super bright displays, and cameras that can compete with much more expensive devices. And honestly, a few of these phones are doing things that flagship phones from big brands are not even doing yet. Let's start with one of the most performance-focused phones on the list, the iQOO 15R. This phone is built for people who want speed. If gaming is your thing, this phone is definitely going to catch your attention. Even though all the phones on this list use the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chip, iQOO is known for squeezing every bit of power out of its hardware. So in real life, games and heavy apps may feel a little smoother here. The phone comes with a 6.59-inch AMOLED display with a super fast 144Hz refresh rate. Scrolling feels smooth, gaming feels smooth, and everything just looks quick. It also reaches a peak brightness of 5,000 nits, so using it outdoors should not be a problem. For cameras, you get a 50-megapixel main camera and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera. On the front, there is a 32-megapixel selfie camera for photos and video calls. But the biggest highlight is the battery. This thing packs a huge 7,600 mAh battery. That is massive. For most people, this could easily last a full day and maybe even stretch into a second day depending on usage. And when you finally need to charge, the 100-watt charging support gets the job done very quickly. The phone ships with Android 16 and promises updates all the way up to Android 20. That's a pretty solid package. Now let's move to the OnePlus 15R. This phone feels like OnePlus wanted to give users a little bit of everything. First, the display is huge. You get a 6.83-inch AMOLED panel with a crazy 165Hz refresh rate. That's even faster than many gaming phones. The screen also supports Dolby Vision and reaches up to 3,600 nits brightness. Inside, of course, you get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 processor. Camera-wise, you get a 50-megapixel main camera, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 32-megapixel selfie camera. But once again, battery life is one of the biggest selling points here. The OnePlus 15R comes with a giant 7,400 mAh battery. That means less time worrying about chargers and more time actually using your phone. When you finally need power, the 80-watt charging support helps refill the battery quickly. You also get modern features like Wi-Fi 7, NFC, Bluetooth 6.0, and an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Overall, it's a very balanced flagship. Now, let's talk about a phone that is absolutely crazy when it comes to battery size, the Realme Neo8. This phone comes with an unbelievable 8,000 mAh battery. Yes, 8,000. That's the biggest battery on this entire list. For heavy users, gamers, travelers, or people who simply hate charging their phones, this is a dream setup. Even with that huge battery, Realme still includes 80-watt fast charging. The phone also features a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with a super smooth 165Hz refresh rate. And the brightness? An insane 6,500 nits. That is incredibly bright. The camera setup is also impressive. You get a 50-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel periscope telephoto camera with 3.5 times optical zoom, and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera. Having a dedicated zoom camera at this level is always nice because it helps capture distant subjects with much better quality. The phone runs Android 16 and should receive multiple software updates in the future. If battery life is your #1 priority, this phone is probably the easiest recommendation on the list. Next up is the Vivo X300 FE. This phone focuses more on giving users a premium camera experience while still keeping flagship-level performance. On the back, Vivo includes a 50-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel periscope telephoto camera, and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera. And for selfies, you get a huge 50-megapixel front camera. That means selfie lovers are definitely going to like this one. The display measures 6.31 inches, making it a bit more compact than some of the other phones here. So if you don't like giant phones, this could be a great option. The screen uses LTPO AMOLED technology with a 120Hz refresh rate and reaches up to 5,000 nits brightness. Battery life is excellent thanks to a 6,500 mAh battery. Charging is where things get even better. You get 90-watt wired charging and 40-watt wireless charging. It even supports reverse wired and reverse wireless charging, which means you can charge other devices using your phone. The Vivo X300 FE ships with Android 16 and promises updates all the way up to Android 21. That is a very long software support period. Finally, let's talk about the Motorola Signature. This phone might be one of the most complete packages on the entire list. First, it comes with a large 6.8-inch LTPO AMOLED display. The refresh rate goes all the way up to 165 Hz, and the screen can reach an incredible 6200 nits brightness. Motorola also adds Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protection and MIT STD certification, making the phone tougher than many competitors. But the cameras are where things get really interesting. Unlike many phones that mix different camera qualities, Motorola gives you three 50-megapixel cameras on the back. You get a 50-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel periscope telephoto camera, and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera. And guess what? The selfie camera is also 50 megapixels. That's a lot of camera power. The battery is smaller than some others on this list at 5200 mAh, but it still supports 90-watt wired charging and 50-watt wireless charging. It even supports reverse wired and reverse wireless charging, which means you can charge other devices using your phone. The biggest surprise, though, is software support. Motorola promises 7 major Android updates. 7! That means the phone could stay updated for many years. So, which Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 phone should you choose? If you want maximum gaming performance, the iQOO 15R is probably the best pick. If you want a balanced flagship with a giant battery, the OnePlus 15R is hard to ignore. If battery life is your #1 priority, the Realme Neo8 stands above everything else with its massive 8000 mAh battery. If cameras and wireless charging matter most, the Vivo X300 FE is a fantastic choice. And if you want the most complete overall package with amazing cameras and the longest software support, the Motorola Signature may be the winner of this entire list. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 generation is clearly focusing on 3 big things: bigger batteries, brighter displays, and longer software support. And honestly, that's exactly what most users have been asking for.